Hey everyone, welcome to another edition of Gotlegs. We've got three different things to talk about today. Number one, new bike. Number two, bike fit. And number three, time trial. So since the last video, I can't even remember when was, a lot of things have happened. I've sold my Elf's bike and plan on getting a new one. Basically, I just wanted something different. It wasn't that the Elf's bike was bad in any way. I just felt that when I rode the bike, that it handled a bit more hesitant when you were riding it. Whereas as soon as I got over to my S-Works bikes instead, they were a lot more responsive when I threw them into corners and stuff like that. And that could be probably because of the geometry of the bike, and some people like that. I just really like a responsive bike, something that has very direct steering and stuff like that. So I've been looking at different bikes, and I started out looking at the Tavelo Aero, which was the one that I thought I would go with. And as I looked at that, the Quick Pro ER1 came by, which seemed to be even more aerodynamic. Looked at them and was pretty set on the ER1. Talked with Pandapodium, talked with a European distributor. You can actually have your Quick Pro custom painted, but you can't do that through Pandapodium, but you can do that through the European distributor. But the European distributor is also more expensive than Pandapodium. And it's not just by a couple of €100, it's quite a lot. It's about €1,000 more expensive, or 800 or so. And then you'd had the surcharge of the custom paint as well, which was around, I think it was around €250 or something like that. So basically decided to go with the Quick Pro anyways, but then just getting a stock paint from Pandapodium, and then at a later point have it custom painted in Denmark or something like that. And then I saw a video about the Windspace T1550, and it got great reviews. The one thing that I was a bit hesitant with the Quick Pro ER1 is that there's not a lot of reviews of the bikes, so I don't really know how it handles, and so it was quite a gamble to say the least. I'm sure it's a great bike, but I couldn't get any input to whether it was very direct in the steering and all those things. And but the Windspace had great reviews. It's an evolution from the 1500 that I really fell in love with when I started looking at bikes. I wanted to get an aero bike. The 1500 was really cool. I just wasn't ready for disc brake at the time. Then they made the 1550, and now they're at their second generation of the 1550. And they actually had a paint job that I really liked, that was stock, that I can modify a bit with some different components and colors and handlebar tape and stuff like that. And it was cheapest of all the bikes. It's probably not as aerodynamic as the ER1, but I can live with that. The most important thing for me was actually that it handled really, really well. And I know a lot of YouTubers like Bomay and other guys really praised the bike. NorCal as well really praised the bike for its handling, its cornering efficiency and all that. So I think that'll be the bike. The thing is, however, that the geometry is a bit weird. So my current S-Works SL6 has a reach of 384 and a stack height of 545, I think it is, 545 or 544, something like that. So I looked at the Windspace, and if I get the medium, which I usually get, it has a reach of 381, so 3 millimeters shorter than the S-Works. Live with that. And a lower stack height at 535, so 10 millimeters shorter in stack. So if we bump it up and go with the size large, it has a reach of, I think, 387, so 3 millimeters more than the S-Works, which would be ideal. but then the stack height increases to 560. So quite a bit more than, it's like 15 millimeters taller. So getting my bike fit today, I'll ask the bike fitter what he'd recommend, also with different handlebars with their reach and all that to get the correct position. So stay tuned for that. There'll probably be a video of that as well. Probably even later in this video, I'll have some sort of decision made of which bike I like to get. And let's just skip the bike fitting part and go to the time trial thing, because let's go and check out the bike. So in 2 days, I'm going to do a 20-kilometer time trial. I've been training a bit for it. Not really sure how it would go. Normally I ride the Elves bike, but it's not here anymore, so I'll be riding my SL6 with the Envy wheels and all. So that'll be the bike that I'll be riding. So even though this isn't really an aero bike, it still kind of gets it. It has pretty aero wheels. We have tires with very low rolling resistance. We've got latex inner tubes, so that should be fast. We've got a wax chain, a 52 in the front. This is going to be probably the limiting factor if there's wind, because going in the tailwind direction, you easily get up to like 50-55 kilometers an hour. Regular speed plate pedals. We got the Zip aero handlebars, but not really an aero setup, but we'll see. And we'll get back to the entire time trial, because this video I'll probably shoot it all through the time trial as well. So now the bike is set up, more or less. Might make some minor adjustments to it, but that's about it. And then there's the whole bike fitting thing. As I mentioned, I've had some issues, primarily in my lower back, and also radiating down in my left side, going down to the knee and my ankle. And it's been 4 years, I think, since my last bike fit. So maybe it was time to have that revisited and see if there's any changes to be made. So I booked a time or an appointment with a local bike fitter that I haven't tried before, but he got pretty good reviews. Also a physiotherapist, so he knows what he's talking about in terms of like the biometrical stuff. So really excited to see what he says about it, but hopefully he can help out with the issues I'm experiencing, and also give me some guidance into what geometry I should look into, and if I buy the Windspace bike, which type of handlebar, what type of reach, what type of stem length and all that I should go with. So that's very, very exciting. I'm hoping that he'll move me a bit forward on the bike. I have my position pretty much pushed back. You just see it here, right, with the S-Works bike. So don't know if you can pick that up, but let's just do this instead. So as you can see, my saddle is pushed all the way back. This is like the last marker on the rails. And we got a lot of space behind it as well. And when I'm out riding, I sometimes feel like I'm riding on not the nose of the saddle, but maybe more the middle part, and not really being pushed back on the saddle. So I'm hoping that he might have some good suggestions to actually use the saddle in this full length, because the Windspace also have only a 15 millimeter setback seat post, and this is a 20 millimeter setback, and that's basically used to its full extent. So if it's only 15 millimeters, it might be a bit too short, or might not be able to push the saddle back as much as I needed to. So if the saddle could come forward like 5 or 10 millimeters, which is quite dramatic, it'll be a pretty good thing for me, but we'll have to see. Definitely stay tuned for the bike fit. So right now the bike is ready for the bike fit. I'm almost ready. Still have about 2.5 hours to go. So we'll just wait, and we'll be back when we're on our way to the bike fit. Alright, so the bike fit is done. Didn't get any footage from the bike fitting itself. It was a great experience. Jacob is a really nice guy. We started out basically talking about cycling in general for the first 45 minutes or so, and then we got to the actual fit. So what we changed was the saddle height increased by about 7 millimeters compared to previously, and actually we pushed the saddle a bit forward as well. So only 2 millimeters or so, but we could probably, or he actually recommended to push the saddle a bit forward more than the 2 millimeters, but because we also increased the saddle height, it would be basically too much to begin with. So we'll be riding this setup for a couple of weeks probably, and then see how everything works, and then maybe being able to push the seat a bit forward. In general, my hip angles were a bit too little, don't know what it's called, so they needed to be increased a bit, and then my hip flexibility and stability in my ankles should improve as well. So I've gotten some exercises that I'm going to do and hopefully be more efficient on the bike, because or you could say that if I can be more flexible, more agile, basically more agile on the bike, and also be more stable on the bike, the potential can really be unlocked. So right now I have a lot of like muscular power that is being limited by biometrics, call it whatever you want. So hopefully those exercises will allow me to have more power on the bike. So we'll get in some kit right now and do an hour's work, I think it is. Have a training session today. We're 2 days out of the time trial, and this is just a threshold workout. Let's see. There's a warm-up and then 3 sets of the following 5 minutes at 306 watts, which is just above my FTP, with 2 minutes recovery between intervals. So that's what we're doing. It's going to be great. Quite early now. I think it's just a couple minutes past 7 in the morning, doing like a leg opener for the race tomorrow. Feels pretty good. I have a long day ahead of me. I'm going to Copenhagen later today, and watching some concerts and stuff like that. Hopefully I won't be too busted tomorrow, but so far we've done the opening, and then we're about to do progressive interval. No, not a progressive, just did a progressive interval. We're about to do steady state interval, 276 watts for 8 minutes. Let's do it. Back from the ride, and don't really know how long I rode, but did the prescribed session for today, which was starting with just a couple of minutes of warm-up, then a 5-minute progressive interval going from 240 watts to about 280. A short rest, and then the 8-minute interval of 276, which is kind of like above sweet spot but below my FTP. Just an easy leg over. Not that much footage from the ride, but you'll have to manage. So now it's time to finish this protein shake, get some breakfast in, and get a shower and head off to work. So today it's Thursday. I want it to be Friday, but it's Thursday. It's the day of the time trial. Didn't get much footage in yesterday, and basically after I went to work, I went to Copenhagen and saw a couple of concerts. Got home pretty late. Slept. Worked from home today. Got some big news from the company that I had to make a lot of work to get pushed out. So it's been a very weird day so far. I'm pretty tired. Yeah, I'm just feeling everything today. So it'll be interesting to see how the time trial will go later. We're about 2 hours from the start, and I haven't packed anything. And I still have a bit of work to do. But it is extremely windy today. Like heavy wind gusts. The good thing about the airstrip is that the wind will be coming from one side or one runway. So you either have a tailwind or a headwind. So there's not that much crosswind. But it also makes the pacing strategy quite difficult because the wind is, as I mentioned, pretty rough today. So it'll probably be a very good idea to push harder in the headwind and then ease quite a bit off in the tailwind. So it'll be something like actually 5 or 6 minutes above threshold intervals, and then like a rest for a couple of minutes in the tailwind, where you probably just be pushing like zone 3 or something like that. We'll see when we get out there. The thing is that the airstrip is pretty open, so there's no place to hide there. If it's windy, you feel the wind. But we definitely need to get the bike ready and get myself ready to perform today. And I had a goal of completing it below 34 minutes. It's about 20 kilometers, 20.4 kilometers. And with the wind and all, I'm not expecting the fastest of time because the time you'll spend in the headwind sections will dramatically decrease your speed, and you won't be able to make up for it in the tailwind sections. So below 34 minutes, I'll be pretty satisfied. A wattage reference, hoping that I'll be above or right around the 300 mark. We'll see how the body feels today. I'm, as mentioned, quite tired, but I'll do some more work right now, and then we'll get to the bike part. Don't even know what time it is right now. It is almost 3:45, so a bit late already. But the good thing is that the time trial is basically you get in line and then you're ready to go. So from between 4:30 and 5:30, you can just get in line, get ready to ride. So right now I need to get everything prepped, get some air into the tires, take off the bell, take off the saddlebag. Probably not take off the saddlebag. I'll do that when we get to the airstrip. There won't be that much introduction to what gear I will be using. Basically, it'll be the SL6 rim brake, NV wheels, the Pirelli P0 Race RS tires with latex inner tubes. We'll be removing the bell to make it a bit more aero. We'll be removing my saddlebag. And then I will be using our new team kit from, or team skin suit from Nalini to see if that works. Yeah, that's about it. Bellow toes, shoe covers, arrow socks, the lot. Remember to do my pre-stretch routine and get ready. Probably won't be that much footage from the airstrip as I will be concentrating on just getting this shit done. But let's see if we can have fun with it anyways.
Don't you think it's perfect and the feeling's worth it when we're getting down, 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 down? Everything you've searched for is right here on the dance floor, and you want it now, 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 now. Don't know what you're there for, bring it over here in the middle of the crowd inside my sound. Seeing through your eyelids, and I know you like it when the music gets loud. And I never want another. Come back to me, my lover. I never want another.
All right, so kitted up, ready to go. A bit late, but that's how it is. And we'll see how it goes. So it's been 2 weeks since I did the time trial, and I just never got around to actually finishing it up. But we'll do that today. So I got to the time trial. I got my numbers pinned, and basically decided I didn't really want to do too much of it. I was just off from the get-go. So basically did a very short warm-up and got in line to do it. And we started, as I remember it, in the tailwind section. And within the first couple of minutes, I was thinking, my goodness, I've got the greatest legs ever. And I was pushing 320 watts or something like that. And it felt so easy. And reminded myself that I'm not a time trialist. I'm not very good at longer durations. So tried to ease it down a bit. The first lap, pretty decent. Second lap, I'm starting to feel it a bit. Third lap, I backed off quite a bit because I was getting tired. And then the final fourth lap, I just gave it all I had. So if I look at the numbers, I did the time trial below the 34 minute mark that I wanted to, and I ended up doing 32.7 seconds, which is very good for me. Normalized power, 295. Average power, just let me check here. Average power was 290. Definitely very good. And my speed was 38.3 kilometers an hour. Very good. Overall, very satisfied with the day I had leading up to it. It was a lot better than I expected. I'd hoped for more. I always do, but I'm actually pretty satisfied with that result. Didn't have any footage from the race or the time trial, but I'll put in a photo here where you can see me. I need to lose weight, I know, but it was a good day. Everything being equal, quite satisfied with everything. So that's it for me for now, guys. Thanks for tuning in once again. The next video, and probably the next videos, will be in Danish because I've got a new goal. We'll look into 2026 and decided to mix things up a bit and maybe vlog a bit in Danish. So I hope you continue watching me, even though you probably won't be understanding whatever I'm saying. But so far, it's been a pleasure and a privilege. And hopefully I'll get back to vlogging in English when the next challenge is over. We'll see. Maybe I'll even start vlogging in English again during the challenge. We'll never know. We'll see. I'll have to test it out to see if Danish actually works better for me. So thanks a ton for watching, guys. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye.